Hello, I'm Linda Kincaid. Thanks for joining us. We begin with a lucky escape for 300 people at Dubai Airport after their flight ended in an emergency evacuation on the runway. The Emirates jet, which was travelling from southern India, caught fire after landing. The airline said all passengers and crew were safe and accounted for. One of the world's busiest airports temporarily ground to a halt after the incident, and there are a lot of questions about what went wrong. John Jensen is just outside Dubai Airport and joins us now live. John, fortunately no fatalities. What are you learning?
Well, Linda, the latest news is that after some 6 hours, the Dubai International Airport is back up and running. Just in the past 20 or 25 minutes, we've seen a number of planes take off and land, which is going to make a lot of passengers that we saw earlier in the terminal at Dubai very happy that their planes may actually start taking off, which leaves the big question right now: what actually happened to Emirates 521 on the runway here about 6 hours ago? We know that, looking at social images, the plane skidded on the runway, and we've seen the thick black plumes of smoke, at one point a bright orange fireball on the plane. But if you look closer, you'll also notice that the undercarriage appears to be missing from the plane. So where was the landing gear? Did it collapse as the plane came down, or was it not down when it landed? We still don't know. There is a press conference within the hour that we're going to follow and try to get more information from. Meanwhile, the UAE Civil Aviation Authority and Emirates have opened an investigation into this to find out just what happened to this plane.
John, what do we know about the conditions? What were they like in Dubai at the time of the crash?
Well, Linda, it was hot earlier today. It's a typical August day in Dubai. Earlier today, I looked at my phone. It was...
I think we've just lost the connection there to John Jensen there. But we do have our CNN aviation correspondent, Richard Quest, joining us also. He's joining us via Skype from Sydney. Richard, just looking at those images, what do you think is most likely to have caused this fire as the plane came into land?
Well, the fire itself probably was caused by the friction as the plane's underbelly met the runway, and that would have generated a lot of sparks. Parts of the plane may have fallen off. We already see from some of the video that the right engine has become disengaged from the aircraft. So that would have been the immediate cause of the fire. And then, of course, as the other parts of the plane broke off, the fire, you get that explosion which blows part of the wing away. Now, as to the reason that the plane came down and then crashed in the first place, we don't know. As John alluded to, the first question is whether or not the plane came down, skidded off the runway, the nose or the main gear collapsed, and that was the incident. Or, as is widely being reported in aviation circles, was the landing gear not down? Was the plane attempting to do a go-around or an aborted landing? There's rumours that air traffic control had authorised the plane to climb again to 4,000 feet, but that the plane was unable to gain power sufficiently fast enough. Now, that would be borne out, for example, Linda, by those very hot conditions that you talk about. It does take those turbofan engines longer to spool up to takeoff power in 50 degrees heat. It's a simple fact of physics. We just don't know at the moment. I would expect very rapidly, very clearly, that we will get an indication what happened here. Was it a case of gear collapsing on landing or some other technical issue, or did the plane attempt to abort its landing and then fell foul?
They are certainly quite dramatic pictures we're looking at, Richard. Incredibly, everyone made it out safely. Just how quickly can an airline evacuate passengers in a case like this?
The law and the rules and the international regulations require it to be done in 90 seconds with half the doors inoperable. Now, you can see why you need to have half the doors inoperable. If you look at this, you certainly don't want people to be opening the doors where on the wing side where the fire is. And then you've also got this question that the plane tilted because the engine had fallen off, and therefore maybe some of the slides on one side of the aircraft, although they would operate, would not be usable. So it's very much a hard and fast rule about the amount of time. And indeed, when a new plane is certified, one of the most dramatic tests is watching them try and get all the passengers out in 90 seconds. If you can't do it, you don't get your certification. What we have here is obviously a first-class example, at least it seems at the moment, of a well-structured, well-managed, well-organized evacuation, and on the part of the airport, getting the fire trucks there to extinguish the fire as quickly as possible.
Yeah, you're absolutely right. A textbook evacuation, as they say. Richard Quest, great to have you with us. And as John did mention, all flights have now resumed there in Dubai. No doubt there will be delays for some time.